You know,
Jill, you say that in one of your things that I was reading was something like King of the Yard.
King of the Yard, yeah.
And that obviously would...
Well, that's different from jail games. When I say jail games, I mean, you know, you can go in there and you can do the same things you do out here. You know what I'm saying? You can run up on people. You can sell drugs. You can do whatever you want to do. You can be involved in a lot of things negatively. Okay. You know what I mean? A lot of people go to jail and continue their criminal careers. King of the Yard is a game that I played with myself once I decided to change my life. You know, it's not a jail game. It's a game I was playing with myself so that I could shape my own discipline for when I did one day eventually be free. 9. King of the Yard. Once I had decided to change my life and take control of it, I began to play games. One of my favorite games was King of the Yard. King of the Yard was a game I played with every prisoner at whichever prison I was being held. The rules were simple. To be King of the Yard, you had to be the only prisoner in the yard. Once I had decided to change, it was important that I disciplined myself to the point of excellence. So I used my workout as a model for life. Therefore, if I planned to go to the yard, no excuse or reason would stop me unless the yard was closed, which was beyond my control. Although everyone was involved in the game only existed in my head. For months, I played the game. In the rain, bench pressing. In the snow, squatting. In the ice, pull-ups. Still, no King of the Yard title, because other prisoners would come to the yard just as determined as me. I did notice that the dudes that would come to the yard, no matter what, had a higher level of commitment to their game. So eventually I was satisfied to know I had reached a level of discipline few traveled. And then it happened. They called the yard. It was 2 degrees outside. Snow and hail rained from the skies. I made the walk to the yard. I noticed no one else was on the walk, but it didn't mean anything. It didn't mean no one was in the yard. Without paying attention, I immediately started working out. It was a brick out this bitch, so I needed to generate some heat. All the weights were frozen. I had to use the weight bar like a sledgehammer to wedge and leverage weight plates from the ice on the ground. I was having a hard time of it, and the notion hit me. Get you some help. I looked around the yard, and I saw no one. My heart skipped a beat, then started pounding my chest faster and faster. I screamed out, "Yo, who out here?" at the top of my lungs, still looking around in disbelief. I began to pound my chest like a silverback gorilla, jumping up and down like I had won a world championship. I screamed out like Tarzan and announced to the world, "I'm King of the Yard." Such a powerful feeling came over me, man. It had taken close to a year, but I had won. Out of 1,600 men, none was more determined or committed than Bags of Money. I couldn't even work out. All I could do is walk and think about what this meant in my life. Over a 7-year period, I was King of the Yard 3 times. By the time I was released, I knew I could do anything with my life. I still use games to approach situations that might be considered work. By turning work into play, we bring more creative energy to the plate. You can shape games so that you can have fun developing skills needed to get you to the next level. Make what you do every day fun. I was reading in a newspaper that the single most frequent time for heart attacks in this country is Monday morning between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. That's right, when people are on their way to work. What if those people chose to turn their work into play? It may seem like somebody else has a fun job, but that's not always the case. whatever job or position you have in this life, you can make it into a game you can look forward to playing. Doing this will expose you to one of the many powers of thug motivation: trust.